Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new Mova Z60 Ultra Roller. This is a robot vacuum and mop that pushes the cleaning tech beyond what most robots are doing right now. I've tested a lot of robot vacuum cleaners over the years, and while many of those say they can mop, most of them just drag around a damp pad across the floor. It helps a little, sure, but it doesn't replace real mopping. The Z60, this one's different. It feels like Mova actually went back to the drawing board and designed a system that can legitimately replace manual cleaning. So in this review, I'll walk through how this performs in real cleaning, how it handles mobility around the home, and why this is practically maintenance free. If you're new here, I'm Justin. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me for just a couple minutes while I provide you with my honest review on the Mova V60. Let's get to it. Let's talk about the most important part, cleaning. The Z60 doesn't just mop, it uses something called HydroForce mopping. This is a 12-hole spray system that continuously rinses the roller mop with clean water. So think of it like giving the mop a consistent shower while it works. That means instead of dragging around dirty water around the floor, you're always cleaning with fresh, rinsed fibers. And that's a huge step forward from older designs. Now combine that with 4,100 pascals of ground pressure and 360-degree scrubbing, and stains don't really stand a chance. I did a soy sauce test where I emulated a spill and I let that dry to really challenge the mop to see if it would get it cleaned up. The Z60 handled that in a single pass. For comparison, I ran the same test with traditional mop bots and it needed multiple passes and still left some streaks. And here's something that I really like: real-time dirty water recovery. One tank keeps the water clean and the other tank actively pulls in the wastewater. So you're not just pushing around dirty liquid around the house. It's a true rinse and recovery system, which honestly feels closer to what you expect out of a commercial grade floor scrubber. Even though we know that this is consumer grade, it's still working closer to that type of quality. But here's what surprised me most about the Mova. It added the industry's first fluffing roller. At 1,000 RPMs, it actually restores the roller's texture automatically, which is pretty cool. So instead of drying out, hardening, or getting flat over time, the roller stays soft and fluffy. Basically, always ready for the next job. And if you got carpets, the Auto Shield system is one of the smartest designs that I've seen. The mop lifts 14 millimeters off of the ground while the shield blocks moisture. The end result is that your carpets stay bone dry. I even tested this with a dry tissue pressed right into the carpet fibers and not a single drop transferred. And I've got to mention those corners and wall edges that are usually the Achilles heel of robot vacuum cleaners. But here the Z60 uses Maxi Reach technology, which swings out that 10-inch roller outward and extends the brush with the mechanical arm. That means it actually reaches right into the wall edge, so you don't end up with a frustrating line of dust that most robots leave behind. Now let's talk about mobility, because it doesn't matter how strong a robot is, if it gets stuck every 10 minutes, you're going to end up very frustrated. So let's first talk about hair. If you got pets, you know how bad it can get. Most robots tangle probably every couple of days, so you're out there cleaning it up. But with this dual brush design, it is tangle free. There's no scissors, no pulling, no downtime. This automatically removes those hairs and it doesn't get stuck. It vacuums them up. It's really cool how this thing can separate those long hairs or those pet hairs from getting tangled up into the roller itself or those brushes. It actually untangles those and sucks them right up and puts it right into the vacuum cleaner. So that is a great feature. If you're looking for any robot, be sure to consider that if you have pets. Next, we'll talk about thresholds, because a lot of robots claim that they can cross bumps, but door frames and tracks can stop them cold. The Stepmaster 2.0 system lets the Z60 climb those thresholds up to 4.8 centimeters and even stacked obstacles up to 8 centimeters. That means door tracks, carpet transitions, and even bases of furniture legs are no problem for the Z60. On thick carpets, the Lift Pro chassis raises the wheels so that the robot keeps its suction power strong without bogging down or dragging. Now here's one of my favorite mobility features by far, the Flex Scope navigation, which is right here. This thing pops up and it's really cool. This is one that actually blew me away. Most robots with LiDAR have a fixed tower, which is great for mapping, but terrible for clearance. The Z60 radar sensor actually retracts so that it can duck under furniture as low as 96 millimeters, then pop back up once it's clear. And it continues mapping the room 360 degrees very precisely. That means it can clean under couches, beds, and shelves without leaving blind spots. And I ran multiple tests and it didn't mess up a single section, even in tight spaces. Even in my recording studio, I let it kind of run around all of this recording equipment and lights and tripods. It went under the legs. Amazingly how accurate this thing was, and did not touch one of those legs one time. And it got it down to almost, the leg is about that big around that comes off of those. And you can see it in the map that it just left little circles in there. So this thing is one of the coolest mapping features and the best robot, by far the best robot for mapping that I've ever tested. Now let's move on to what I think separates the Mova Z60 from any other robot vacuum cleaner that I've tested to date. And that's maintenance, or really lack of it, and a couple other options here. The Z60 has what Mova calls the dual solution system. There are two tanks, one for general cleaning solution and one for a specialty solution, like pet odor remover or something like that. Inside the app, you can actually choose which solution gets dispensed based on the room. So for an example, the standard solution in a living room and a pet odor remover in the laundry room. Both tanks combined hold 600 milliliters, so you don't have to worry about constantly refilling those tanks. Both tanks also have low liquid alerts, so the robot actually tells you when it's running low. Now let's talk about suction. The motor is pushing 28,000 pascals with 4 power levels. So you can set different power levels for the suction if you would like to. That's strong enough to pull debris out of cracks and carpet fibers, but it doesn't blast away your eardrums while doing it. The noise level stays surprisingly low in my test, even at the high settings. And I know I've said this a lot, but here's where Mova really nailed it. The Z60 is basically self-maintaining. Between the automatic mop rinsing and the dirty water extraction and the fluffing roller tech, you don't need to babysit it. So no daily scrubbing or rinsing of the mop pad under a sink every time you use this thing. It's designed to reset itself so it's always ready for the next clean. And that is the part that separates the Mova 60 from 90% of the competition. Most robots give you good cleaning, but they create just as much maintenance as they save you in work. The Z60 actually reduces that effort as well. So after running all of these tests, the Mova Z60 Ultra Roller is honestly one of the smartest and most advanced robot vacuum cleaners I've ever tested. It combines powerful cleaning, adaptive mobility, and true self-maintenance all in one package.
Start cleaning mop pads.
If you're looking for a robot vacuum that doesn't just keep up with the competition, but actually sets a new bar, this is the one to beat. And I'll leave links in the description below if you want to check those out. I do get a little bit of commission for if you purchase directly from that, but it costs you no extra. Actually, I worked out a deal with Mova to where it can save you money. I'll have the discount codes in the description below as well. Mova did not request any review of this video, nor did they have any input on how I would make this video. And this is an honest review of the Mova Z60. I did get a chance to test this out for free, but it does not change how I feel about when I test a product. If it's a very good product, then I'm going to let you know that. If it's a product that I would not recommend, I will let you know that. But with the Z60, this is absolutely the best robot vacuum cleaner that I've tested. So if you found this video helpful in any way, be sure to smash the thumbs up button, give it a good like there. It really does help me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and hit the notification bell so when I put out new videos on different products, you get notified. I hope to catch you in my next one.